Add pages, text, and photos to your website. This video shows how to quickly and easily add pages, text, and photos to your one-and-one website. This video is in series Easy Website Creation, which shows how to create your own personal internet website like the one shown here. Videos in the series should be watched in order from the playlist. To open the playlist, pause this video, click the eye in the upper right corner of the window, then click the playlist pop-up. To revisit the playlist later, I suggest you create a shortcut while it is open. Here's how to add pages to your website. You click Pages, this window appears, and then you click New Page. Then you select the type of new page, just click the type you want. I tend to use blank page because it's simpler to use. You can see all these themed pages. If they're appropriate to you, use them, but I always start with a blank page. Type the name. I've already got a test page, so I'll call this one Test Page 2, and add page. Now if you're in the editor mode and you hover over the top of a new page, you see this thing appear, which is a row with an empty column in it. We'll see a little later how to add items to the page, and we'll learn that as you're adding items to the page, if you add them below this existing row, it'll create another row. If you add them to the left or right end of this row, it'll create another column in this row. There are also some options you get by clicking the word row. Row appears when you hover over a row. So click it. You can add another row. You can add another column to the row you're on. You can make some design changes, and you have a lot of other options that we don't really have time to go into here. And if there is more than one row, each row will have the option appear to delete that row. But you have to keep at least one row on the page. So if you delete the second row here, or the first row, then you look at the remaining row, there's no delete option. You have to have one row on a page. If you want to delete the last row, you simply delete the page. Here's how to delete a page. You click Pages to show this screen, click the gear wheel to the right of the page you want to delete, then click Delete. New pages are added at the bottom of the navigation list when you or a visitor opens your website by typing the domain name without a page name into a browser's address box. The top page in the navigation list is the one that opens. Let's show you how to move a page around. You click the Pages symbol over here. Now you can just drag any page to where you want it. Notice Protect Your Data is below page listing. Just drag it above. Now it's above it. Drag it back down. To indent one page under another, click it and drag to the right. Pages indented under another page are displayed in the navigation bar only when you hover over the page they're indented under or select the page they're indented under. So that's a way to simplify your menu. If you want to add a title to a new page, text basically is in things called widgets. So click Widgets. Now you can add text, but for the title you want big text, and that's this one, Large Title. If you look further down the list here, you'll find a small title, H3 also. But for now, we'll use a large title. Just drag it onto the top of the page. Notice it'll have different widths depending on where you drag it. I usually use this one. It has default text new title, and you can, of course, change it. As you're typing text in any text box, all these formatting symbols are available. Here, H1 is what I have, but if I wanted to change the style, I have H2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sizes of text. I started with H1 and I'll just leave it with H1. Now you can do all these things to it. You can underline it, underscore, all the standard editing things. You can also change the size here by changing this number. And let's just make it the same Test Page 2. Whenever you're finished editing a text box like this, you'll click the check mark to save the changes and exit the editor for that part. To edit any widget that already contains text, just hover over the widget and click it. Let's close this text box and add regular text below it. Select a widget and just an ordinary text widget. Drag it over below your title. If you put it beside the title, for instance, it'll create another column that'll have the new text beside the existing title. It's kind of strange how it operates, but you'll get used to what it does. So here's a new column in front of your other column. So now you got 2 columns in that row. And I'll put it below, and I'll put it where it doesn't extend completely across the page. As you're editing text, you can create links within the text. First, you need to type the text that you want displayed for the link. This paragraph might include a statement. Click here for the software page. Now, to make that a link, you highlight it and you click the links right here. Now, you can either link to a page in your website, or you could type a URL and link to a page outside your website. To send emails, set up a page with a contact form, then provide links to that page to send emails. See video, send emails from one-on-one website in the same playlist. And you have various other options that I'm not going to go into right now. So for instance, if we want this to go to the software page, so just scroll down your list and click software. And then go ahead and close the window. We need to finish editing this text block, so we click this. But to test links, you basically need to get in the preview mode here. So click preview. Now, software page. Click it. There it is, the software page. Let's go back to the test page. So that's how you insert links inside of text paragraphs. You can also create a button to put a link in. Let's get back in the editor mode. And it's a widget. And we'll pick a button. And we'll put a button over here. You have to put the button where you can put a widget. Okay, it's going to insert it beside the title. There's our new button. You can change the dimensions by dragging certain symbols here. You edit it here, text on button. So let's say hardware. And now you're going to select where it goes, and it's going to be a page called hardware, and it's right here. And then you close this button. And that button will now go to the hardware page when you click it. But of course you'll have to get in the preview mode to do that. So preview, hardware, and there it is. Let's go back to the test page. Let's get back to the edit mode and look at the way you would set up a multi-column row. Basically, you go to the widgets. You have a 4-column widget here. So if you drag this somewhere where you can insert it, I've inserted 4 empty columns where I've dragged it. Always remember, some of these commands take a little bit of time to execute. So I've got 4 columns. If I want 3, I can just X one of them out. If I want 2, and so forth. You can drag things into each of the 4 columns. So now we could pick a text widget. I can put text in any of the 4 empty columns that I just created. So let's put it in the second column. And now as you type, it'll word wrap and proceed down the page. It's making the row that contains those 4 columns taller. But remember, those 4 columns are still here. This is the second column. If I want to add more text to the first column, I go add it, get another widget for text probably, drag it to that second column, and now I can type text in that column. So that's the way you create a multi-column display. And later on, if you decide you want to get rid of one of the columns, can't do it while you're editing text, remember, so we'll get rid of the edit. If you click the X for a column that has text in it, that will just get rid of the text in the column. If you click X on an empty column, that will get rid of the column. So now we're left with 3 columns, and they expand so that they fill the area for the columns. You can also add images to those pieces that we just created, empty columns, rows and whatnot. You just click the widgets, and you select an image widget, and you pull it over to anywhere it's legal to insert it. This guy's in a column, the new paragraph. So you can insert an image here. When you do that, you can select from images you've already uploaded to one-on-ones to your website, or you can add another image from your computer by clicking upload and then browsing for a picture that's on your computer somewhere and then uploading it to your one-on-one website. If you upload at this point, it will automatically insert the image and add it to this list of images that you can use again somewhere else in your website. In a later video, we'll show you how to add images to your website's image file without automatically inserting them on a web page. To log out after editing your website, close your editing tab, return to this screen that has a head here. Click the head and click log out. If you liked this video, please click like and please subscribe to my channel. The channel has 250 computer help and hobby videos.